Hi, I'm Scott Humphrey, CEO of the World Floor Covering Association, and this is Leadership Live. Well, last week I began to share with you a little bit of information about the book over my shoulder, It's Your Ship. I've told you before, it's one of my favorites. It is the story of Captain Michael Abrashoff taking over command of a ship that was in disarray, even though it was one of the most up-to-date technologically in the naval fleet, and that is the USS Benfold. And he takes that ship over a period of time and does what people thought was impossible. In fact, at one point when he took it over, the retention rate on that ship, the amount of re-enlistment that took place on that ship was 28%. And the next year it was 100%. 100% of those who could re-enlist did re-enlist. And I'm really enjoying diving back into this because it reinforces so many of the ideas about leadership that I have, many of which I'm sure were molded and impacted by Captain Abrashoff himself as I read this book and have shared it with many, many people over the years. There are 5 things I want to share with you today from the first couple of chapters that will help you as you plan for your success in 2022. And let me go ahead and just give you a quick commercial. In 2022, what I plan on doing is giving you an alphabet of leadership. I will start the first week of January sharing a word that starts with A, that relates to leadership, and allowing you to apply that to your life each week. And we'll work our way all the way through the alphabet. Obviously, several letters will have multiple words that we apply to that, but give you a chance to impact your life on a weekly basis. Not too much to think about, a word a week. And much like the book that I had the privilege of taking part in, WOW Word of the Week, and it focuses just on one little segment so that you can grasp it, apply it, make it part of your practice, and move on and take on new skill sets going forward. So in these first couple of chapters of It's Your Ship, again, really enjoying reading this. I encourage you to get it. But there are a few things that he says that I think are a principle to any leader being successful. The first one that I really noted was he said, understand that leadership is earned. It is not designated. You've heard me say many times that people don't care about your title. They care about whether you lead. And so leadership is something you earn by acting like a leader, by making decisions like a leader, by impacting like a leader, not because your title says that you are captain of the ship. Secondly, see the ship through the eyes of the crew. It's so easy for people in leadership to get isolated into the decisions they have to make and assume that they know what's going on at the street level. It's not necessarily so. In fact, I'll tell you, it's often not so. I've been part of a large organization in the past where many decisions were made and pushed down to the front line, and the people on the front line are going, what are they thinking? Did they contact anyone here on the front line and say, how will this impact you? Did they determine from us if this was a wise decision, or did they just decide it was the right decision for them and tell us to implement it? So first, understand leadership is earned, not designated. Second, see the ship through the eyes of the crew. Third, put the ship's performance ahead of your ego. That means it's not about how you look. It's about the success of the initiative. What is the goal for the organization? What's the goal for your family? What's the goal for your church, for your community? Whatever you're committing yourself to as a leader, put the success of that entity ahead of your own ego. It's not about how it makes you look. It's about it accomplishing the goal, achieving success in the eyes of those who are involved. Closely tied to that, I will tell you, is point number 4. Share ownership. So many of you think you own your company, and that's the problem. You do. You own the company, and you own all the problems, the successes you might have, all the pitfalls, speed bumps, everything. You own it. But if you share that ownership so that other people feel like it's their responsibility as well, and that means not giving them the answer, but allowing them to come up with and own the answer. Shared ownership creates shared success. Finally, the 5th point, create the climate that enables your people to unleash their potential. Your goal as a leader is to create an environment, a safety environment that allows them to take risk and to unleash the potential that is available to them. If they are simply obeying your guidelines and rules, and these are guidelines and rules that you have had for some time, it's time to come out of the past and live in the present. And in doing so, expand the realm of what's possible for your team. Create the climate that enables your people to unleash their hidden potential. Let me hit them one more time. Hope you'll take these and apply them this week. 1, understand that leadership is earned. It is not designated. See the ship through the eyes of the crew, not through the eyes necessarily of leadership. Put the ship's performance ahead of your own ego. Share ownership, and you'll share created success. 5th, create the climate that enables your people to unleash their potential. If you'll do these small, common sense things, you'll begin to create the pathway to success for your family, for your community, for your church, and certainly for your business. Now go out there and lead.